Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. General Hospital spoilers hint Cyrus Renault. Jeff Kober has been visiting with his niece, Lulu Falconeri, Alexa Havins for months, much of which was essentially behind Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis back. Still, his sister was congenial enough to let it slide when she happened upon him in Lulu's hospital room at the long-term care facility. Since then, he may have stopped by GH once or twice to pray over her that she heals soon and that the help she needs will find her. But there is little discussion about how much it is on Cyrus' shoulders that she's in that hospital bed in the first place. Losing 3 years of her life in a coma because of a comb, Cyrus has Julian Jerome, William D. Vry plant in the floating rib. Lulu will never get that time back, and now she may lose any time she has left. Will that fall on Cyrus too? Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, may become bent on making sure of it. General Hospital spoilers, making amends. Fans are still as divided as Laura is on whether Cyrus is actually trying to reform himself. Is he a changed man who found God while locked up in prison and decided to turn his life around? Or is he milking that story for all it's worth just to stay in his family's good graces? Cyrus has been trying to find a way into his sister's life since the moment he found out about her, more or less. She has been reluctant to allow him back into it in the wake of all the damage he has caused, especially to Lulu. But she hasn't completely ostracized him or pushed for his persecution either, which is going to make Lucky gravely concerned. GH spoilers claim Lucky Spencer is a praying man. We've already seen Lucky bow down at the altar in hopes that God would bring his heart achy a little relief where his sister is concerned. He just wants Lulu to live, and he can't fathom continuing on with the pain that he is experiencing as he remains feeling responsible for her condition in some way. Of course, as Lara insisted that he wasn't to blame, she also didn't cast blame where it is rightfully due. Maybe there's no point in harping on it anymore for her, but this is the first chance that Lucky has had to confront the man who put his sister into a coma. Will he accept Cyrus as a changed man, or will he suspect he's anything but? We think we know the answer. General Hospital spoilers, Cyrus Reynolds must pay. Cyrus probably isn't expecting the lashing he's going to get from Lucky as he unloads years of grief he has kept pent up as he traveled the world helping others. Lucky knows what it really looks like to save someone else or be selfless, and he won't be quick to accept that Cyrus fits that mold. Cyrus has been to prison and back at this point, but we know he's afraid of returning. That being said, he was let out due to his poor health, and yet here he is walking the streets while Lulu is dying. In the heart of Port Charles, the corridors of General Hospital burst with the usual urgency, where lives were saved and secrets hidden behind every door. Yet, amidst the chaos, a storm was brewing in Lulu Spencer's hospital room. The news of her critical condition had sent ripples of concern through the town, and one man in particular, Cyrus Renault, felt the need to make an appearance. Cyrus, a man whose reputation preceded him, had been lingering in the shadows, watching the lives of the residents of Port Charles unfold. He had always been the puppet master, pulling strings and orchestrating chaos. But now, with Lulu's life hanging in the balance, he felt an unexpected pull to the hospital room that held so many memories for him. It was a moment that would challenge him in ways he never anticipated. As he approached the room, a familiar figure emerged from the shadows, Lucky Spencer. Having arrived to check on his sister, Lucky's demeanor radiated protectiveness and resolve. The air thickened as the two men locked eyes, a confrontation looming. "Cyrus," Lucky said, his tone laced with a mixture of defiance and authority. "What are you doing here?" Cyrus feigned innocence, a smile curling his lips. "Just came to pay my respects to Lulu. She's quite the fighter, isn't she?" Lucky stepped closer, his gaze unwavering. "You don't belong here, Cyrus. You've caused enough pain in this family already. Your presence won't help anyone." The tension in the room was palpable, a clash of two worlds. Lucky's commitment to family and his history with Cyrus made for an explosive encounter. Cyrus, unfazed by Lucky's defiance, saw this moment as an opportunity to assert his power. I understand your concerns, but sometimes reality has a way of shifting perspectives. Perhaps you should consider that my motives might not be as malevolent as you think. Lucky scoffed. Motives? You're a criminal, Cyrus. You've manipulated lives and left destruction in your wake. There's no justification for that. Cyrus stepped forward, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. You see, Lucky, you're too close to the situation. You can't see the bigger picture. This town is a chessboard, and we all have our roles to play. My role just happens to involve a little more flexibility with the rules. Lucky clenched his fists, the frustration boiling beneath the surface. Flexibility? You've turned lives upside down. You think this is a game. You think you can come here, pretend to care about Lulu, and walk away unscathed. In the silence that followed, the reality of the situation settled heavily on both men. Lucky was fiercely protective of his sister, the love and concern evident in his eyes. But Cyrus, too, had his own demons, a man shaped by his past choices, struggling to find meaning in a world that had cast him as the villain. Maybe you're right, Cyrus conceded, the smirk fading from his face. But perhaps there's more to my visit than you realize. Lulu's situation has made me reflect on my own choices. It's hard to ignore the fragility of life when someone you care about is on the brink. Lucky hesitated, the vulnerability in Cyrus's voice catching him off guard. Do you really care, or is this just another manipulation? Cyrus took a step back, the weight of Lucky's accusation hanging in the air. I can't change who I am or the things I've done, but I can acknowledge that the consequences of my actions ripple through the lives of those around me. Perhaps I'm here to understand that better. The door to Lulu's room creaked open, and the soft sound of her breathing filled the space. Both men turned to see her frail form nestled against the hospital sheets, her spirit as bright as ever despite the shadows that loomed. Lucky's heart twisted at the sight, reminding him of why he fought so fiercely. Lulu, he murmured, moving closer to her bedside. You're going to be okay. We're here for you. Cyrus watched from a distance, an uncharacteristic softness filling his gaze. In that moment, he saw not just the woman he had once been drawn to, but a reflection of everything he had lost: relationships, trust, and perhaps even his humanity. The hospital room, once filled with tension, became a sanctuary of hope, a place where love battled against despair. Lulu needs us to be strong, Lucky said, his voice steady as he turned back to Cyrus. If you really want to change, start by supporting her. No games, no manipulation. Just be there for her. Cyrus paused, the challenge evident in Lucky's words. You're asking me to do something I've never done before. Then it's time to start, Lucky replied, his resolve unwavering. Be a man for once. Show her that even you can have a heart. The silence stretched between them, a fragile truce forming in the unlikeliest of circumstances. Cyrus, for all his past misdeeds, was faced with a choice: to continue down a path of destruction or take a step toward redemption. As the weight of the moment hung in the air, a soft moan escaped Lulu's lips. Lucky rushed to her side, his eyes filled with determination. You're not alone, Lulu. We're going to get through this together. Cyrus stood at the edge of the room, watching the brotherly bond unfold. For the first time, he felt an inkling of something he had long suppressed, the desire to be part of something larger than himself, to step beyond the shadows of his past. Lulu, he finally said, his voice low but steady, I'm here. Whatever you need, I'll do my best to help. Lucky shot him a suspicious glance, but said nothing, recognizing that change often starts with a single moment of vulnerability. As the three of them shared that room, each wrestling with their own demons, a new narrative began to take shape in the halls of General Hospital. In Port Charles, where chaos often reigned, a dose of reality had the power to shift the tides. And perhaps, just perhaps, Cyrus Renault could learn that even the darkest past could lead to a brighter future, one choice at a time. Can Lucky find a way to seek justice like his father would have? Stay tuned for more GH news and spoilers to find out.